Welcome to Reel45 with Stefan and Greg Hancock. We vibe out and have real talk, so tune in and check this.
Welcome to the Reel45 Podcast, episode number 48. 48.
48.
That will be 48. 48.
That means 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. 4 weeks. And then we're a whole year.
Right. I didn't know where you were going with that when you started counting. I'm going like, what?
What do you mean?
You're going to count to 100 right now? Well, people, yeah, we reached our 45 milestone a while back. And, yeah, we're still flowing. But
yeah,
we got to recap last week. We were really excited that you guys took advantage and listened to last week's episode and liked the idea of being a part of the Reel45 podcast, and also, more importantly, finding out what's happening inside the van.
Yeah, I want to know that.
You haven't really been in the van like that, have you?
No, not with the... No, I haven't. We've been on trips, but not with the crew.
Yeah, but see, there's like a sacred circle there, too, like the circle of trust, you know, from Meet the Fockers or... So sometimes you can all get in the van, but it just doesn't happen because it's not the circle.
No.
So you gotta be, if you're in the van, you can be in the van, no problem. But if you're in the van,
Then that's what happens.
that's when shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
The real shit comes out.
That would be interesting.
No beating around the bush. It just comes out. The shit comes out.
The shit comes out.
No kids should be listening to this. This is censored.
Expect this one.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, you guys, thank you for joining and making comments. We've been reading through all the comments on Instagram and following we've had a number of private messages too. And it's really cool to see that many of you want to be on the podcast. Many of you want to see what's going on inside the van. So we are making notes and we are keeping track of everything.
And you have some really good questions too.
Great questions.
Yeah.
There's a few in particular that was, oh, I like that, you know,
Yeah.
this is going to be interesting. So it's going to be tough for us to choose,
Mm-hmm.
or we might have to do this a number of times.
Yeah, that could happen.
That
Absolutely.
could happen. Might piss off my mechanics. I keep going, yeah, there's just another couple of guests from the podcast.
Yeah.
Screw
This time
your
it's 10.
podcast. Yeah. So, but we've started looking into venues,
Yeah.
which GP venue we could work with, or league match, perhaps, if it doesn't work for a GP. But, you know, we have to work this around all of you, and it's going to be, we need to make sure that you can get yourself to a particular venue that we're going to be at, whether it be in Poland or Sweden or England or Australia.
Exactly.
But
And then we should meet you up at the venue.
yeah,
And
then we'll
take care of you.
yeah take care. And it's going to be cool. You get to be a part of it. You get to see what really goes on. That's, you know, there is a kind of a sacred loop there inside the van, and we spend a lot of our time there, so you'll get a little bit more of an insight of what goes on. And you know, it always depends on the mood and where we are and what's happening, but it's interesting.
Yeah. I think this is going to be really fun. And then that's the experience. And then have the podcast with you guys.
Yeah.
And get the questions and get to know you.
And some of you want to get to know us in
Yeah.
your own way,
Exactly.
which is kind of interesting. We're seeing that in your questions. You want to interview us when really we're telling you everything about us, but maybe we're not telling you everything about us because you want to know more.
Yeah. And that's the fun part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it more... I don't know. How do
Makes it more.
It just makes it more.
It does make it more.
Yeah, you just want to do more podcast episodes and you...
And I will say that I ran into, we were in Målilla recently, and doing an autograph signing with a collaboration with Monster and MX World, Magnus's company. And there's a few people that come up, but there's a really cool kid that came up and said, "I love your podcast."
Oh.
And I look forward to listening to it every week. So you know who you are out there, and
Awesome.
thanks. Those are the kind of comments we like to hear. And obviously we were talking in Swedish, but he understands English great and can speak it. He's a young Swedish kid, so they all can speak English, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Even you're pretty young still, so.
I'm really young.
So stay tuned, you guys. We will keep you informed. We're making notes, and we will be in contact with the people of choice at that time. But this is going to be really cool.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be next season.
Yeah, realistically, to put it all together right and make it fit in perfectly, it's got to be next season, because it's going to be a little bit too tough and tight now. This is it'll take some planning, but it's going to be worth it. We promise you. You're going to get the experience of a lifetime, and well, we think it's an experience of a lifetime, but we're easily amused too.
That's true.
So, moving on. Welcome to a new episode. This has been an interesting week. We were in the Grand Prix last weekend in Slovenia, Krško, which was quite probably not the most exciting Grand Prix of the year, by all means. You actually got to sit and watch.
Yeah, I saw it on TV.
What was your view? If I just give me your 15-second review of the Grand Prix.
Oh, that's hard. I had the kids around me all the time, so I didn't have the really concentrate. But I don't actually know. It looks like there was something with a spray or something with a track. I didn't hear it, but
Yep.
I heard that there was something, and we were just really happy that you did great. So I don't know actually what to say about the GP like that.
And I ask you because you're neutral on this, and you don't know all the specifics about it. But
It wasn't that much exciting happening on the track. It wasn't that much.
so you noticed that too.
Yeah.
So, as a rider, for sure it wasn't exciting. There was no passing. I think there was 2 or 3 passes all night, and it was all about making the start, which Speedway often is about making the start, and that doesn't matter as long as there's some really close, tight racing. Then it's exciting, But it rained so hard on the Friday, on the practice day, and flooded the place. I mean, we're talking like less than an hour before practice started, the heavens opened. It just flooded the joint, and practice was canceled. So no practice.
Oh.
And then we just had to go straight into the race on Saturday. Nothing else. That was it. It rained off and on pretty hard throughout the night up until sort of 10 o'clock in the morning, I think, on Saturday morning. And then the rain stopped. The sun came out. It was like 24 degrees. Beautiful. And they packed the track quite hard. They kept packing it. And the more they were packing it, it was like the dirt was going down and these little small stones were coming up out of the base. And it was just suddenly like this like gray scale track of just really fine little stones, rocks, and some of them. It was a couple inches deep. It was deep, really deep in some places, and we kept looking at it, going, man, this is not going to be fun to be in the back.
No.
Which I don't want to be in the back anyway.
Exactly.
That's not the idea, right? So as they were packing it, you could dig through, and it was getting pretty hard and dry, but as you dug down underneath some of the rocks, it was still really dark colored material, and you could see that it was still rather tacky down there. There was still some moisture in the soil. So after the first 4 heats or something, they graded the track, and suddenly we ended up with these berms and really heavy, loose material. So it wasn't really bound together like clay. It didn't hold together, so it was like just burnt. We were ripping through it, and it was just creating so much spray. So if you were in the front, you were home free. But if you were in second place, third place, or even worse, in fourth place, the spray was so heavy and so painful with all those little rocks that there was no chance to overtake. So it became it was really, really a job just to hold a really smooth line in the front. So it got a little bit rough and not exciting at all. So for me, I was making pretty good starts all night, and if I didn't make a good start, I had a decent first corner, and that's what we call Plan B. So if Plan A doesn't work, Plan B is always an option, and you have to execute Plan B usually before you come out of the first corner. So that's probably within the first 15 seconds or something. Plan B's got to be well into action, maybe even not, maybe it's only 10 seconds. So ended up semifinals, got to the final, and didn't have a choice at gates. I got last pick, so it wasn't really a pick, it was a given. I had the outside gate, so we went for a real crazy combination on the bike setup, and just I got one shot at this. It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be just and it didn't. The first moment when I dropped the clutch, I thought, yes, I got this, and then I came across the riding line and the thing started to spin up really bad, and Plan B was, no, I don't got this. But I battled with Lindgren there and managed to get by him and got third and got on the podium, which was really cool.
That's cool.
And got a bag full of points, which lifted me in the tables a little bit there too, and got me closer to the overall medal positions, which is what I'm shooting for.
Yeah.
So I came away from that event really happy. We tried some engine combinations throughout the night that I was pleased with, and still going the right way, man. So I'm aiming for a podium place at the end of the year.
You are going to be there.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that explains, because I talked to a friend during the race that said that, look, Greg is taking all the starts, and he's winning. Nobody is passing him. And I was like, yeah, that's how it should be,
That's great, man.
That's how it is. But now I understand, because how it works.
It's all about the start. Everybody knows that. All you speedway people out there, you know that. It's about the start. You got to make good starts today. Everybody's fast. Most of the tracks don't allow for much passing because they're either too deep or too rough or far too slick or too narrow. There's so many variables, and we all want the perfect track, but unless it's like Torren, for instance, that's just so many different varieties of race lines, and it's wide, and it's awesome, a place like that, or some of the other tracks in Poland are pretty good like that too. And then you got Manchester in the UK, but we don't go there. You got to make starts. So I put every little bit of time and effort into being first to the corner and try to execute that as much as possible and teach the youngsters like Luke Becker
how to start.
Yeah. And he gets tired of hearing me. I'm like a broken record, but I'm like, dude, you can tell me to shut up, but once you manage it, I'm not going to shut up. Not until you manage it.
Is it the same thing when you're in a red light with a car?
Of course. Of course it is. It's no matter what you do, even if you're like, you got the family in the car or whatever, and I might not just drop the, foot off the brake and hit the gas, but the reaction is like in my shoes, my toes are moving and the shoes off the brake on the gas. Bang! It's like, how quick can I let off the brake and hit the gas at the same time?
It don't have to be fastest. You just need to be
I'm
first.
But I got it.
Oh,
I'm first across the intersection every time.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I don't.
And that's just what it is. It's just what I do.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It's like getting sideways because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So that was that part. Oh, by all means, please do.
Should I? Yeah.
Because what night is it? What night?
I think it's Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Wait. What was that sound?
Should I try it again?
Yeah.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
That sounded really good. My mechanic, Bojo, would say that is the best sound of the day.
Of the day, every day.
Of the day. Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get him in trouble.
Oh.
But anyway, you just opened us a nice
drink. Cheers.
That's what we do on a day off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is also the first try of the new gears.
It
Except the new mics.
excuse me, our new recording devices, right? We talked about this last week too.
Oh yeah, we did.
And of course, you guys all saw my
Video.
my well-produced Instagram.
I like the editing.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
It was real. really,
Really,
edited.
really.
Yeah. And the dog did get his tongue pretty much on my lips one time when he kissed me at the end there, buddy. And I was like, oh man, I don't know where that tongue's been, but that was just not good, buddy.
Well, it was
good,
good.
but that was just, maybe it was. It's all right. Anyway, we got a new gear. We're testing it out. I'm pretty sure it's working good because you and I have, we messed with it before we started recording tonight, and we recorded while we were messing with it.
It took like 1.5 hours just to record.
Yeah. And we should just play that one time.
Yeah, we should do that.
Because it was hilarious. For us, anyway.
Yeah, it was.
You guys need a few more of those to make it hilarious for yourselves.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I hope it will make the sounds better in the upcoming episodes.
It will. And when you guys do get on this, or one of you, or many of you end up getting on the podcast with us, you get to partake in our new device.
Oh yeah, and you get your own mic.
Yeah, I think we need to name our devices.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Zoom model.
Yeah.
But it needs a name. It needs like a real name. Because I name my engines.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I haven't got some of them named right now, but we always have it. There's a nickname kind of there, an unofficial. But I used to actually stamp every engine with a name on them.
Oh, that's new.
They were named. I went after rappers for a while. I had Snoop Dogg. I had Notorious, Notorious B.I.G. I had which one else did I have? Oh, I'm forgetting them all now. They'll come back to me. Yeah, it was fun though.
It's really cool. I had a colleague on leading a teaming.
Yeah.
And she was naming everything. The stamp, when you stamp the papers.
Uh-huh.
And her computer and her car, and they all had a name, and she remembered what they were called.
Really?
So can you go and get Ole for me? And I was like, eh? Yeah, the stamp, or I don't know what you call that.
The stamp.
It's a stamp, yeah.
So Ole was the stamp.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Ole. She had like.
How the heck are you supposed to remember the names of all those? You have to like.
She just did that.
Cool.
Okay, so this is the new Zoom device.
I like
it will be called like
Rico.
Something that can take everything. We just
Rico. Recorder. Rico.
Oh, Rico.
Recorder. That was bad.
No, it's been good.
Don't you guys have a word in Swedish called dastuna?
Dastuna, yeah, yes.
Dastuna.
Yes.
That's kind of where you throw all that shit, right?
Exactly.
Dastuna.
You don't throw it, you just
Call it dastuna.
Dastuna. Oh, dastuna.
You guys can Google that. Dastuna.
It's like a shit can.
Yes.
Directly translated.
This is where it all goes, right there.
Yeah. But it's a nice device, and it's quite easy to use, and so we hope that we will make it and that you get better sound.
Yeah.
And when we get microphones, it probably get even better.
Yeah, when we'll have more people around us, we're growing. We're gonna be big one day.
Expanding.
We are so expanding, and to be on this, I mean, people are gonna probably pay us to be on this.
Oh yeah.
Someday.
Another day.
The key word was probably.
Oh.
So, but I'm gonna go back now because we went to. I don't want to get off track here because people don't want to listen to us.
No, talking about it.
Dastuna. But we did Kirskro last weekend, and I don't often spend a lot of time in the van traveling for long distances these days. I really prefer to fly because I want to sleep flat in a bed and get up and go.
Yeah.
I never sleep good in the car that moving, and we've had We had an accident once a long time ago, and it's really, really hard for me just to relax in the car and sleep now, because every time they touch a brake or swerve one time, I'm like, I sleep with one eye open, you know, like what can I do, right? But anyway, and I trust my guys, but it's just, there's just something that sits there. So I couldn't get a flight to fit with the travel from Slovenia or Zagreb in Croatia, which is just across the border from Krško, where we were, and to fit in to make it to the race on Sunday at our home track in Rzeszów in Poland. So I hopped in the car and did the 1,000-kilometer drive with them.
Oh,
when the races were over, and these guys do it all the time, so I shouldn't make it out that it's a big deal. But as we were talking about this and how much credit the guys don't get for all that they do, all the crap that they got to deal with, and the driving, and they, you know, none of them complain. They're bad to the bone, you know. And I see like Dudek's crew and Janowski's crew, Pavel Przepelski, whose nickname is #my name is Pavel.
Oh.
Because people can't pronounce his last name, so we nicknamed him #my name is Pavel.
My name.
And these guys do this week in, week out, back and forth, Sweden, Poland, and never once do they complain, you know. And they get to the track, they look fresh, they look cool, and you're just like, man, you just drove like 15 hours, no biggie.
Awesome.
I do it all the time. So I did it last weekend with them. And it was like, we left at midnight, or maybe it wasn't that late, maybe 11:30 from the track in Krško, and we rolled into Rzeszów at almost 11 in the morning, because we stopped and had food on the way, so
nearly 12 hours.
Nearly 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's nonstop. Guys changing every couple of hours and then sleep. So they do that, which is cool.
Oh.
Keep it rolling. And then we raced in the evening there, in the afternoon, 5 o'clock. So, and then drove back. They dropped me in Krakow, and I slept the night there, and then got up in the morning and flew back to Sweden. And we had a great day, by the way. It was semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Second round of the semifinals for us in Rzeszów against Opole, and we had a really good win, and so we're through to the finals now, which is sweet.
Awesome.
So we need to win that. That starts this weekend. We really, really want to win. We want to go to the first division for next year, so that we've achieved the first step of a 3-step process of going from the second division to the extra liga, and then within 3 years.
Oh.
So this is going to be the first step if we do it, and I hope we do.
Perfect.
And Luke Becker rode with us too.
Oh, he did?
Lucky Luke.
Mm-hmm.
After the sad loss of Thomas Jędrzejak, Luke has found himself with a position in our team to race. If it fits in and they feel happy, they letting him ride all the meetings right now, which is great.
Oh,
so it always comes at the expense of another rider who can't ride, which really, really is disappointing the way it works. But rules are rules. But Luke ended up with 12 points, I think, from his 5 rides. He did so darn good, and his starts are getting so good, and he's just coming on in leaps and bounds. And we're really, really proud of him. And I try not to tell him to his face too much, because I don't want to blow his head up.
No.
No, just kidding. And we're really hard on him. We call him the little Mexican. We call him Not So Lucky Luke, and remind him of all the problems that he causes us all the time, which he doesn't, but we just tell him he does. But no, he's an awesome kid. He's great. Oh. He's really, really cool, and you don't want to roll out the red carpet for him, but he's such a good kid that you want to.
You do.
Yeah, he's rad. So we're stoked for that.
Yeah. So just give him a banana for me next time.
Mm-hmm. Lucky Luke and his banana.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was off the track again.
That's all right. So we did that, and then I came back to Sweden, and then we were down racing last night down in Målilla in the first round of the semifinals against Västervik.
Oh.
And in fine form. The Swedish summer is gone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's gone.
It's history. There's no turning back, right?
No.
So, yes, the rain was there yesterday. The rain came, and the wind is still here.
Yeah.
And it was pretty wet, and they fixed the track. We started the meeting and it was all right, and then it came, pretty heavy, and they had to end up postponing the meeting, and I don't know how long, over an hour, and they were working on the track and working on it, and then finally got it going again. And we kicked off, and Pavel Przepelski, as we talk about, hashtag my name is Pavel. His ferry was canceled from Poland to Sweden on Monday afternoon, from Gdynia to Karlskrona, I think he was going. So they had to drive from that top part of Poland there on the coast, which is a heck of a drive, all the way back down through Poland, back into Germany, and then come across, I think it came across maybe Rostock into Denmark, and then across Denmark into Sweden, and then up. He showed up at the track at 6:53, they said, 7 minutes before 7.
Oh.
The races start at 7. He's in heat 1 with me.
Oh, no.
And there's a YouTube video going around. I have to get it and send it. And it's so rad because it shows you all about teamwork, right? And everybody's there to help each other. So he shows up. Everyone's dressed. We're ready to go. And they come speeding into the pits. And I'm telling you, within 30 seconds, I think his van is completely unloaded. All the stuff is up in the pits, and he's getting changed on the side of the van. It is so rad, the amount of people and the mechanics and riders and stuff that just came right down and helped get it up there. And he was there for the start of the first heat.
How could that happen?
It did. And he had the best night I think he's had all year. Ended up with 13 points, 4 wins, and a third or something.
Wow.
And he and I got a 5-1 in the last heat to help us to get 8-point advantage over Västervik in the end, going into the second round.
Nice.
Really nice.
That's really nice.
However, there was a big downer for us too, because Patryk Dudek, Polish kid on our team, who's also number 2 in the world, current number 2 in the world, had a nasty crash together with Peter Young and Maciej Janowski in one of the late heats there. And he ended up kind of flying off of the high side of the bike and pretty high up in the air, and came down in an awkward way and broke his upper arm on the right side, and which was not good. And it's never good to break a bone or have a crash, but the poor guy was, it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't a nice thing to see, but he remained super cool and tough, and I think they've reached out to Monster and a few people and have found some good doctors outside of Poland now that are going to take care of him later this week, as it looks now, and get him operated on and fixed up, and who knows at the moment how soon we'll see him back, but I think they're doing everything they can to get him on the bike sooner than later. So we just want to see that he's healthy.
Oh yeah. How is it? I mean, was it just or a broken arm?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so he's good in it.
He didn't seem to have any other issues. He was very clear in the head. There was no other pain anywhere else. Saying that, breaking the arm, even if you had pain somewhere else, I think he was probably only feeling it at one place.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean to.
No, I know. Yeah. So I still can't believe it, because I've done the same. I've broken my upper arm on the left side, and I remember the feeling and everything he was saying. It was like a flashback, because I hung out with him there, and he was just talking so openly about it all, and you're looking at him going, oh man, that's just, I remember that too clearly, and I don't want to remember it, but he was good. He was like positive, like, oh, this sucks, but it's kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
He's such a cool dude, and he's so mellow, and he's got such a great attitude. So he just wrote it out, and they took him off to in the ambulance to the hospital. And by the time we finished the meeting, he must have been still on the ambulance ride, and he had his phone with him, and he sent a message to Peter Carlson, our team manager, that said, "Congrats on a great win, guys," with a thumbs up. So that's pretty rad that he's still watching. He's in the ambulance, and maybe they injected him with something good to take away the pain. So hopefully he took a lot of that.
Give me some more, please.
Yeah, totally. So our thoughts are with you, Patryk. I'm sure you listen to this podcast every week, buddy, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, That's bad. And so, how long were you away from Speedway when you broke your arm?
That was in my second year in Europe too, 1990. And I was out for 3 months, I think.
Oh.
And they operated and they put a plate on the back side of the arm. And the thing that kept me out the longest was the nerve damage that I had, because there's a big nerve that runs over the arm, like they call it the radial nerve. It comes kind of over the top of the arm, runs down, and kind of comes down this part of your forearm down to your thumb.
All right.
So, and when they told me at the time, and that when it was fractured, that the arm gets in an awkward position, it can actually stretch that nerve. Hopefully it doesn't break it or something like that, and it stretches the nerve. And if they're not quick to get your arm back into position and in the right spot early, the longer it's being stretched, the longer it takes for that to come back.
Oh, but it heals.
It does heal, they say, and mine healed, but I had a long time I had no feeling down the arm, and I had no strength in the thumb, so I still don't really have any power to lift the thumb like that, and it's still very numb, like pins and needles all the way up here. So still to the day it's there. But I mean, I can use it, but it took so long for that to come back, and I couldn't use the thumb, so that's why it was 3 months. But
3 months, yeah.
But I left the plate in the arm for like 18 months, and then they operated and took the plate out, and knock on wood.
Yeah, no more?
No, it's been good. I can't complain. So, and I'm sure today's medicine is even better operations and technology that, as long as the fracture wasn't too overly complicated, that they'll fix them up pretty quick, and,
Oh. But, that's how it is, but...
It's racing, right?
Yeah. But is 2 races left in the GP?
Yeah.
And that's going to be hard to ride.
2 races, and one of them's just a week and a half away.
Oh.
And then also his Polish club, Falubas, Zielona, they have a real sort of desperate, they call it a barrage meeting against one of the teams in the first division to race up against, so that they can stay in the top level for next year, the top division, Extra Liga. And they really need Patryk in the team, so I'm sure that they're doing everything they can to try and get him back. And I don't know if it's a possibility or not, but like I said, today's technology and what they can do, I wouldn't rule anything out. Like,
They probably can do something.
$6 million man.
You can just change it for a robot arm for like a week or two, so you can race and then you get back to heel.
It's true. And he's probably thinking like that right now. Can you just give me something different?
I like that attitude. I mean, if I should break something, it's like, oh shit, man.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. Give me more drugs and give me... I don't know.
It's true though, and you go into like I don't know what, like rescue mode when you get hurt as a rider. All you think is about how long am I going to be out? How quick? What can I do to get this fixed quick so I can get going again? That's all you go into this, like, I don't want to be out long. I got to do whatever I got to do to get back on the bike like tomorrow.
Oh. The strange thing is, if you look at it like in that way, is that if you race speedway and you've been crashing probably a lot of times, so you have pain in your body and you have broken your arms, and the only thing you're thinking about is work.
Right.
You know where I'm coming?
Yeah.
So go to another guy or dude that's working in an office or something like that and hurts his nail or thumb or whatever.
Yeah.
They can't work for, I don't know, weeks or months to try to get this. Yeah, so you can sjukskriven.
Yeah, like disability.
Yeah.
Unemployment. Yeah.
For as long as they can.
Yeah.
But if you ride speedway, You just want to work.
You don't want to be on unemployment. There's just not enough of it.
Exactly. But that's kind of strange. That proves that a lot of things sits in your mind.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot sitting there, and then I'm sure the other thing that's sitting there is the sad case of some of the contracts these days too, and some of these contracts that we have, the professional ones are, if you get injured in another country or in a world championship, that you're contracted for this club in this league, and you get injured in another place, then there's the chance that you could be faced with a penalty, so which is a real shame, but I mean, we sign up for it. I don't know why we sign up for it sometimes, but we do. And you just...
What should he do?
So, yeah, right.
Do you have a choice?
I need to find a surgeon fast.
Yeah, now.
Within the next 24 hours. And I'm sure that's one of the first things that went through his mind. Because it's the same with me, even when I fell down the stairs last year. It's like, oh no, this is rough.
Oh. You
start thinking about all these things immediately. You don't think about the time off and, oh, this is hers, and what am I going to do to fix it? It's like, I got to get this fixed. This is not good. Which is really wrong, I think. You shouldn't be thinking like that.
No. That shouldn't be the first thing. The first thing you should be thinking about, you want to go back to work because it's so damn fun.
Right.
I want to be back there or I want these points, or...
Yeah. So that's what you do. That's what happens. So you go through, the major panic, right? Of, oh crap. Now I can be in trouble. So you try to take the negative and make it positive. You're like, okay, I got to find a really good doctor really quick, because all I want to do is get sideways so that I can start getting back into this, and everybody will be happy. Maybe they won't even know anything ever happened. I'm just going to brush it under the carpet.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's one of the reasons, of course.
Without a doubt. Sadly, that's one of the things that goes through every rider's mind.
Yeah.
If you're, depending on where you got to deal. But it is what it is, Like I said, we signed up for it, which is... till the riders can actually get together and try to help to compromise and make things work, that's always going to be like that.
Yeah, but in one way, it's absolutely right. It shouldn't be like that. But then again, it proves that it's in your mind that you actually can fix it, and of course, maybe you have a fast way into doctors or have people that knows guys or whatever, so you can get fast into the line that regular people maybe don't do in Sweden when there is a line or a queue for getting to the right doctor.
Exactly.
But when you met the doctor or got your surgery or what it is, after that you just want to go back and race fast again, or you can go back fast because that's how it works, and it sits in your head in that way.
True.
And regular people just want to be
home with their feet up.
Not everybody.
No,
not like that. But you can be, so you should be, because that's the best for your body. Or
that's right, and that's the way it works, right? That's how it's written, so you can do it like that.
Yeah, of course, and that's a good thing, of course.
Yeah,
as long as it's not being overused.
Probably for our sake, it would be much more advantageous to actually do that. Put your feet up and take it easy, because your body needs that time. It needs the rest.
Oh.
But a lot of us go into that beast mode, and we know too that if we keep the blood pumping, it makes the healing process go faster. You don't sit still. You don't get the stiffness or the inability to move around, or you lose muscle mass because you're in a plaster or a cast or something like that, and that's not something you want to have. So it's as soon as you see somebody puts a bandage on or a plaster, cast, for me that's just like, oh crap, this is gonna suck so bad, because you can automatically, you already see right away that's like, okay, my arm's going to be like this, and I'm going to lose, so it's going to be tough to straighten my arm or my finger or my elbow or whatever it is,
Oh, shit.
But
But then again, if you get up moving, you don't feel bad for yourself, so...
Totally. And that's
good for
Yeah. I'm a big believer in that. It's all in the mind.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to take it easy. If something needs to heal in a specific way, you can't put pressure on it. You can't put weight on a weight-bearing bone because everything needs to start to knit and come together and damage it. You got to take it easy, but we all stretch the limit.
Yeah.
The doctor said 6 weeks, so we can do it in 4.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. Technically, they got to say 6 weeks, but it was like my shoulder. They said 6 months, and after 3, you're thinking, it doesn't feel too bad, but
I can use it.
Yeah. And 4 months, you're like, I feel pretty good.
And that's good. And that's what you need to do in everything in life, I think. Like, it's in your mind.
It's got to help a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But it's a long way to go, because that's not, at least not for me. I mean, it takes time to realize that actually it's like that, and then start thinking in that way, and then when you're actually doing it, that's how it is.
Yeah, totally. If we talk about, that way you have to be, some way you got to be positive. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be, but you can be. You can choose to be.
Exactly, you can choose to be.
Yeah.
Did you see? I was on a lecture with Kai Pollak, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Swedish guy,
I say, who's
movie maker, and
oh, okay.
Kai Pollak. I don't know exactly what he's done, but he's done movies in Sweden, and he had this lecture about that you can choose everything. You can choose everything. Mm-hmm. So he had a happy guy and a sad guy, and it's like he talked about the traffic. When it's a traffic jam, and there are people that are angry. Mm. But that's a choose. It's a choice. So you can choose to be happy or don't do anything about it, or you can choose to actually be angry about that situation.
Right.
I'm thinking about that a lot, because it's like, yes, I can choose to be angry now or disappointed or sad or whatever, but I can also choose to be happy.
And just accept that I can't do anything about this.
Yeah. Of course it can be harder to come that way in some situations, but I mean, in the end, you can choose to actually try to be in another way.
It can be that for sure. And we've all been there. And we'll all be there again. Mm-hmm. And you're sitting there stuck behind who knows how many cars.
Oh. And
you can't go left, you can't go right, you can't go backwards, and you can't go forwards. And that's when you just go, you know what? Okay, I'm good with this. I
can listen to a podcast.
That's right. Yeah,
I have 45 more minutes.
I always remember what a guy, a reporter or an editor from Speedway Star magazine. His name's Richard Clark, and he said to me one time, Billy Hamill and I were with him on a tour down in London, and for a day, and he entertained us with a few beers, starting at a pub opened in the morning at like 10 o'clock or something. We started drinking. We drank all day. He was trying to get us to come down there and have a day with him. And I'm not a big drinker anyway, especially right now when we're drinking non-alcoholic beers. We really feel tough when we open the bottle and everybody thinks we are.
Yeah, man, that's true.
But and then we just act like we're getting drunk, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, we did get drunk this particular day. Mm-hmm. And it was just one of those deals. And our phones were ringing. He's like, don't answer it. Just, whoever it is, just remember, when you're out, you're out. And I've never forgot about that. So it's like, when sometimes I'll be sitting in traffic and I'm getting frustrated because I know I'm going to be late to something, or this isn't going to happen, or whatever. It's just not going right. And I always think, I got to find a way through this. And I think about him, when you're out, you're out. And I thought, I'm out.
Oh, we should do something about it. When you're out, you're out.
When
like coffee cups or...
Totally, right? Yeah.
Or something that you actually bring when you're out.
Yeah.
Like a hat.
You should have that in the car with you all the time?
Oh, you should.
that says when you're out, you're out. So that thing sits on your dashboard staring at you. So
Yeah. When you're out, like one of those Havana girls that's swinging.
yeah,
When you're out, you're out.
that could go somewhere else.
Oh.
When it's out, it's out. Anyway.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. But that's true. It's important. You got to be positive. You got to look for the way forward. And my dad is another big influence.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad is like, loves to drive. And he'll drive and he's got just the AM, FM radio. He won't even have a CD player. And he's got an old pickup that he loves to drive, stick shift.
Uh-huh.
And he'll be driving that thing on the freeways in California, and he drives, 5 or 10 miles an hour below the speed limit.
Okay.
Below the speed limit. So he doesn't need to get anywhere in a hurry.
He's cruising.
He's cruising constantly, and it doesn't matter if somebody pulls in the front of him. There's no, like, you SOB or you, like this. He's just like, oops, oh, what a bummer. He probably didn't see me.
No.
Coffee
I want to be like that.
Coffee stains down the front of his shirt because the guy had made him slam on the brakes or do something wrong. Oh, what a bummer. And you're just like, I need more of that, right?
You can't buy it.
No way.
No.
It'd be fun to try and bottle it and sell it, Could make a lot of money.
True.
Probably not going to happen, though.
No.
So, going back to that, Patryk Dudek, he's on the way back, and he'll be good soon. So we've had a good week, good races, and there's we're going for the second round we'll start the finals this week in Poland. We're at the second round of the playoffs, semifinals in Sweden next week, and things are looking good. Momentum is there, and it's up to us to put it together. But
You will.
Our club, Dakona, they rock, man. It's a great team. It's a good group of guys, and I'm pretty stoked to be there.
That's really nice to hear. I mean, that's a good day of work.
Totally. And the same in Rzeszów. It's a good group of guys. It's a good deal. So it's like, you got to love your work environment, right?
True.
Must be the same when you go to work every day. And all your guys always, and we've talked about this, when you walk into Westart, most of those dudes, maybe you see them every day, so maybe they everyone can come in with their tail between their legs once in a while, or
Everybody does.
Yeah, got their chin in the gravel. But it sure makes a big difference to walk in. Hey, how's it going? Good morning.
Yeah, it is, and I think that the first thing in the morning, the most important thing at Westart is the coffee.
It's pretty much for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do.
No, I don't think so.
It's gotta be the coffee.
It's just the talk about it, that you should prepare the coffee maker the day before, so you just go in and turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And if the first one who gets there don't turn it on, it will be a discussion about it.
Right. We'll take this up at the next board meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is important.
Yeah, but you guys are jacked up there because you have the machine that you just turn on and press a button too.
Oh yeah, but that one is broken right now.
Okay.
That we're hooking up a new one.
Well, so now you've gone back to the old school way of, like, you got to fill up the water in the thing and put the coffee grinds into the filter and then put it in there and then turn it on. That's a job, man.
Yeah, but the thing is that more than half of the guys actually love that coffee, so they don't drink the espresso, the machine thing.
So do you guys have like an unwritten rule or a written rule in there that, like, if you don't drink filtered coffee and you only drink the one from the machine, like the quick push of the button, that you don't have to worry about the other one? You don't have to take care of the coffee filters if you're the automatic guy?
That's why I use the machine.
Right.
No, it isn't. I like the machine thing.
They exclude you from that one.
Yeah, but I'm not included in the other ones that much. Actually.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Well,
it tastes thermos, when you have it, when you put it up on a TV can or.
Oh, right.
Yeah. After a while, it starts to burn or taste like it has been in the can.
Right.
I think so, but they think that's the best part of it.
Yeah, but that is true though, because we even at home we make coffee in the morning and we put it into as soon as it's done we put it into a thermos, with a quick pour model, and because I don't like that either when you leave it on the pot, in the pot on the burner on the coffee machine, because that it does start to get burnt and it tastes horrible for me.
Yeah.
So I like to take it fresh out of there, pour it into a thermos, and we usually drink it within an hour or so anyway, so it's gone.
Yeah.
Because we're freaks.
But our coffee maker it brews the coffee right into the thermos. So we don't have the can, the glass can.
Okay, so you cut out the middleman.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Right.
That works.
Mm-hmm. But, it shouldn't stay in there that long anyway that it starts to taste like the thermos. You just drink it.
Yeah, but then that's true. I don't know. I think it's just in my head why it tastes like that. Because I want the machine. I like that coffee.
I would agree. I think the machine's good, and it's 1 cup.
Yes.
And you get a good fresh cup every single time.
And you got this, I don't know what you call it, the crema up on the coffee, not just the black thing. And you get it a little bit stronger. And it smells good.
It does smell good, and it's just the press of that button too. It's just feels like you just started the day.
Yeah, and it actually takes like 2 minutes to make it, or 1 minute. I don't know, but you got like a break. I'm making coffee. You can't touch me right now because I'm making coffee.
And you feel like you have power then, or
yes?
Leave me alone. I'm making coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you please help me with just taking a coffee? Fika. 10 times a day.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's how it is.
It is. Anyway, it's been a great week, and there's a lot more coming up here. So, how about you? You guys got a busy week ahead?
Yeah. I think we have a lot of things to do next week. There are customer meetings and stuff like that.
Does that make you
course.
excited?
It makes me excited. I like that. I love the meetings.
Yeah.
It's the work in between that is hard.
Gotcha.
You have to do something about what happened on the meeting,
Sure. That's why you got the team.
Yes. Of course.
You just got to initiate, and then you just start delegating this.
Please.
Be the big man.
I love to do other things too, but I like the meetings when you can meet people and actually starting to know them and know a new company, and they tell you the secrets why they work for them, and I like that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
So yeah, and you?
I'm off to France on Friday. I'm going to a place. I'm flying into Bordeaux, in the southwest of France, and there's an event called the Speedway, the Diamond Cup.
Oh.
And it's a new series put on by the guy who owns our club, Zhezhov, and he's created this new series. I think it's 5 rounds in total they're doing, and the first round is this weekend. I should say Friday, and down in the south of France there, and it's going to be rad. There's 5-round series, and the overall winner of all the rounds wins a diamond worth 500,000 Polish zloty.
Oh. And how much is that in dollars?
It's a lot.
Oh, that's a lot.
What can that be? $150,000 or something.
Oh shit! So it's a lot more than.
Yeah, it's quite a bit more. I'm gonna look at this now and tell you exactly what it is. I got my xe.com app right here, and I'm gonna tell you at today's exchange rate what that would be. That would be actually $135,000.
$135,000. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
5 races, and there's a new Toyota car up for grabs at, I don't know if it's at every event, but various events. So the winner of the individual event will win a car.
Wow.
How cool would that be to win all 5 events and have 5 new cars?
Awesome.
And then $135,000 diamond. That would just put I would put it just like
On the ring.
on a ring, or yeah, maybe.
But how
maybe one earring, just one.
do you actually get a diamond, or is it just?
Yeah, you get a diamond.
Wow.
It's a true cut diamond, and you know, all that comes with all the documentation and paperwork. But man, what do you do with a badass diamond like that?
Do you take it in the van home?
Maybe.
Strange.
I'm not gonna tell you.
No, exactly. You don't want to have the diamond. You want to have it on your account.
Diamond on the account.
Then you
Diamonds in.
go
the
back
sky.
to the States and say that I got this diamond.
Walk through the airport.
Yeah. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or
Is it real? And you're like, no, it's just a cubic zirconia.
yeah, it's nothing.
It's nothing, really. Or you just put it on a big ass necklace and hang it around your chest.
That's how you do it.
That'd be pretty cool too. Yeah, we're thinking about all this crazy stuff. But anyway, you win a diamond worth $500,000 zloty, and it's a lot of prizes. It's pretty cool. The way he's doing it, it's pretty rad, you know. And it's going to be the way they're doing the points. I haven't read all the fine lines of the point system, but you'll be able to earn, you know, more points in one particular part of the event than in others, or different events, and it makes it a pretty attractive series.
Nice.
He's going to different venues that we don't go to every day too, and there's even around here in Sweden, down in Motala.
Oh,
So there will be around there. There'll be around at our track in Jezhov. There's around in Slovenia and Krško. Where's the other one at? I think there's one
Is it-
more still.
every weekend from now, or
No, it's kind of random. They had to cancel the first round, which is this one in France, earlier due to when this Thomas Injak passed away.
oh, okay.
That created some issues, so they postponed the whole thing, and starts now this weekend. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it's going to be successful, because this he's a pretty clever dude, and he's very eccentric, and he does things in a different way than you see every day in Speedway. So he wants to. I like what he's doing. I think it's really cool. He seems to want to do something different. He wants to be different, and he cuts out a lot of the issues that we seem to run into today, and he really seems to like to see a balance between the whole overall makeup. So I don't want to say any more than that. It's just going to be cool.
Cool. And you're going to ride.
Yes.
Nice.
So gonna ride in that, and then straight back to Poland for the race on Sunday. So it's a heck of a drive, though. The boys left tonight at 10 o'clock from Poland, so it's like a 20-hour drive.
Oh,
I think they said it's 2,200 kilometers from where they are in Poland
to France.
Mm-hmm.
And then the race is on Friday, and then the guys are going back 20 hours to Poland.
Yeah, straight after the event, they take off, come straight back.
And then you're riding on
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon.
So they leave Friday, and the race starts at 8. So you got 2-3 hours, say 3 hours. So 11, if they get out of there between 11 and 12 in the evening, and then they got 20 hours back. So they're back.
And that's on Sunday, and then on Tuesday there's a new.
Yep, and Tuesday we're
race.
back down in Västervik.
Yes, man.
Yeah, cheers.
You need it.
So they need it more than I do, because they, you know, I take the high road up there in the the big bird. So they do the drive, and again, I take my hat off to them. The mechanics get overlooked constantly, and without them, we're nothing.
True. But yeah, hard work.
Can be.
Yeah.
Can be, and but they do it well, and they don't complain. Like I said, they're unbelievable. They're like machines sometimes, and you need a good team of people around you, no matter what you do, right?
Yeah, that's true. But it feels like I don't know, actually. It just felt like this summer was kind of open, or you had more days in between some races. You had more free days, and then now at the end of the season, it's stacking up.
Pile it all up
Yeah.
again, yeah. It was like that. I mean, the schedule overall this year was completely different between the Grand Prix races. Poland, we ended up with having, like, I think it's 6-week break or 7 weeks at one stage.
Wow.
and then I didn't ride a couple of events in Poland too with our team because the way they were structuring the team this year too, to run some of the youngsters and let them get some more experience. So I missed a few races there. So I did end up with a lot of days off, but it's great in one way and it's really hard in other ways because you're trying to build a momentum and I continue practicing constantly and trying new things, but you need those race hours and seat time in an actual race circumstance to stay on your game, and sometimes you don't want to be sitting on your butt for too long.
I understand that.
For sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of sitting on our butts, I say we wrap it up.
Let's
and
do it.
We call it a night, unless there's something else you really
want to share.
Yeah, you need to get off your mind. Is there anything that you want to share? Like, I don't know.
No, I don't know actually.
Okay.
I don't think so. Just want to have chips again.
I know we had to stop eating the salted potato chips, right? Because
sounded.
Should I do it?
Yeah, you guys have to hear this.
I'll just do it for you people, just so you can
The
appreciate
new gears are
it.
good.
You can appreciate our new gear. Ready? Enjoy. See you next week on the Reel45 Podcast.
Welcome to Reel 45 with Stefan and Greg Hancock. We vibe out and have real talk, so tune in and check this out. Yeah, today is a new day. Let's seize it now and get hype. We talking about our careers, our family, and just life. Yeah, share my story with you. Inspiration like every day. Reel 45, we gon' keep it live. I keep episodes on replay. Hey, Reel 45. Yeah, Reel 45. Show them how we do it, man. Yeah.